Welcome to Business English Vocabulary Builder. Powerful idioms, sayings, and expressions make you sound smarter in business. Okay, our first idiom of the day is cost a pretty penny. And this just basically means something is very expensive. When something costs a pretty penny, it's very expensive. And when something is cost effective, that just basically means that the thing that's cost effective is worth the money that you need to pay for that thing as well too. Crunch some numbers basically means you're processing lots of math and numbers in literally short amounts of time. What is crunching means? Usually with calculators, people like mathematicians, like those kinds of people. Those kinds of people are usually the kinds who stereotype with crunch some numbers. Next up, we have cut corners. Cut corners just basically means you go ahead and you basically make some cost-effective processes, but usually quality is down while cost effectiveness goes up. And then we have cutthroat. Cutthroat is basically a person, or usually a competitor, who is fierce or ruthless. Alright, next up, we have to go ahead and count on something or someone. I have to go ahead and rely on them. And so when you can count on something or someone, you can go ahead and rely on them as well too. Next up, we have cut to the chase. Now, when you're cutting to the chase or something, that just makes me you're getting to the point of the conversation or something. When you say cut to the chase, man, I don't have all day. That basically means get to the point of the conversation. Why am I here right now? Alright, next up we have daylight robbery. Daylight robbery just basically means something is very robbery basically means something is very overpriced, such as all those Roblox nerds out there will know what this means. The rocket fruit is like priced at this much. I've never played Blox Fruits before. If I got that price wrong, yeah, I hope I got it right. It's overpriced. The thing is, it's overpriced. Next up, we have diamond in the rough. When something is the diamond in the rough, that just basically means that someone or something is the perfect example for one thing. It's the perfect example except for one thing. It has this one little mistake. Next up, we have dime a dozen. When something has a dime a dozen, that just basically means it's very abundant and also very common. When something's dime a dozen, it's very abundant or very common as well too. Next up, we have down and out. Which is basically mean when something's down and out, that just basically means you've reached your lowest point. Alright, next up we have down on luck. When something's down on luck, that just basically means you've experienced a bunch of series of unfortunate or unlucky events. Sounds a lot like a series of unfortunate events, the Netflix show, doesn't it? It's actually a book series. Next up, we have down to the wire. When something's down to the wire, that just basically means there's an outcome that is known until the very last moment when there's an outcome. Okay. Next up, we have drop the ball. Now, when you've dropped the ball, that just basically means you've made a mistake. That is pretty horrible. Usually, it's horrible, but it could not be horrible as well too. Alright, next up, we have earn a living. Now, when you're earning a living, that basically means you're making enough money to go ahead and survive. We're just making enough money to survive on things. Next up, we have easy come, easy go. This is one of my mother's favorite sayings. Easy come, easy go basically means something, in business terms at least, it's not difficult to get. It's not difficult, it will cost you to gain. But there's no huge loss if you lose it, if you have to let it go. Next up, we have fallout. Fallout basically means it's the negative after effects of a crisis. Falls through basically means you went ahead and when something falls through, that means it failed and nothing happens. There's no results, unfortunately. You don't get anything. And next up, we have fall through the cracks. Now, when you're falling through the cracks, that basically means it's something that missed or overlooked. Something that you've missed or you've overlooked. Next up, we have fast track a project. That basically means you go ahead and you can skip certain steps or procedures in a project as well too. Alright, and then we have feel the pinch. Now, when you're feeling the pinch of something, that's basically to experience a difficulty or hardship in something as well too. Next up, we have 50-50. This is also written as 50-50. And this is basically into equally divided between something is equally divided between two people or two entities. And then we have filthy rich. That just makes me to expect excessively wealthy and to show it out, especially in the public. Alright, next up we have foot the bill. Now, when you foot the bill on something, that basically means you go ahead and you pay the total cost of something as well too. Then we have for the long haul. For the long haul, basically means you go ahead and you involve yourself in a project for the entirety of its duration, no matter how long it is, until you die, of course. From day one, basically means you've been here when you've been a part of something from day one. That basically means you've been there since the beginning. And then we have from rags to riches. You have from poor to riches things, from rags to riches, and you go from a very low class all the way to a very high class compared to what you were in there right now. Rags to riches, eh? And then we have from the ground up. When you go ahead and do something from the ground up, that just basically means it's from when something is from the ground up. That just means it's completely done something as well too. My handwriting is horrible. All right, we have next up game plan. Game plan basically means it's a plan of action that you're supposed to follow. And then we have get ahead. Now, when you're getting ahead in something, that just basically literally means you're ahead of other people. And it's just in business terms why you're successful in your life or your job. And finally, we have get down to business, which basically means you begin working on a project of some sort. When you get down to business on your next coding project, that basically means you go ahead and you begin working on that project as well too. And with that, we have finished Business English Vocabulary Builder. Hope you guys enjoyed this enough, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See you guys then. Cost a pretty penny. Cost effective. Crunch some numbers. Cut corners. Cutthroat. Count on something or someone. Count on you like 1, 2, 3. I definitely got the lyrics wrong. Cut to the chase. Daylight robbery. Yoink. Diamond in the rough. I don't have a diamond. Dime a dozen. Dime for this many pence, please. Down and out. Down on luck. Down to the wire. Drop the ball. On a living. Easy come, easy go. Fall out. Fall through. Fall through the cracks. Fast track a project. Crank. Feel the pinch. 50-50. 50-50. Filthy rich. I'm filthy rich. La la da la da la da la da la. Foot the bill for the long haul. From day one. From rags to riches. From the ground up. Game plan. Get ahead. Get down to business. Bye bye.